Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasmin. I am making videos on here about my life on the Azores archipelago, about gardening, sustainability, and sometimes also about books. I am an author and a freelance writer, translator, and editor. And this is just my little channel to have some fun. And today I'm sharing with you my Nonfiction November TBR. First of all, excuse me, I look like a hot mess. I'm sweating like crazy. Not because it is so hot, but because we have a lot of bad weather at the moment, but it's still not like super cold yet, which is good. I don't like the cold. But yeah, we had a big thunderstorm last night. I got woken up at 5 a.m. and I couldn't fall asleep anymore. I only had like 3.5 hours of sleep today. So please excuse all of this. And also, there was so much rain, there was so much water coming down, and now it's so warm, so the humidity is like crazy. So please excuse me while I put my hair back because I'm dying. The second disclaimer slash excuse that I have to share with you before I get into the actual books that I want to read is that, yeah, I have to pre-film this video in the beginning of October. Yesterday, the announcement video for the Nonfiction November dropped. I will leave the link down below. To Olive's channel, who's doing this and who I love dearly as a booktube channel. And yeah, that dropped yesterday, and I have to pre-film a bunch of my videos because I'm going to Germany for a little while. So I am not sure yet if I'm actually going to read those books and so on and so forth. So this is a little bit loose and a little bit confused. I will just probably pick up whatever I'm in the mood for. I just laid out a bunch of options right now for me. But yeah, there's one book that I really want to read, but we will get to that in a second. First of all, what is Nonfiction November? Nonfiction November is a kind of readathon or a month dedicated to reading nonfiction. There are no strict rules attached to this. The only rule is read at least one nonfiction book throughout the month of November. The topic doesn't matter. There are no real challenges whatsoever. Just pick up whatever you want, a memoir, a science book, whatever you like, and just read at least one nonfiction book this month. You don't also need to exclusively read nonfiction. It's enough if you just read one and the rest is just YA fantasy or whatever you want to read. But I will probably try to only read nonfiction during November. And there are 4 word prompts that you can use. They're not obligatory at all. You can use them. I was not too happy with the choices for this year, as this is my first year officially participating. And I didn't really feel any of the words. They are collection, industry, style, and another one that I forgot. I will put them up here. And I don't really feel any of them at the moment, but I will just see in my wrap-up how I feel and if I completed them or not. Let me know in the comments down below if you are participating and what your favorite nonfiction book is. I'm always on the lookout for new nonfiction recommendations, so I'm really interested to see what your favorite nonfiction book is. We all know which one is mine, but yeah, I would love to know yours. So let's chat in the comments down below. Now let's get into the books that I want to read. My main priority for this month will be this book. This is Touch by David J. Linden, and it's Touch, the Science of the Sense That Makes Us Human. First of all, this is one of my favorite book covers I have ever seen in my life. I really, really love this book cover. It's not that thick. Oh, look at the spine, look, it's so beautiful. And yeah, I've been interested in touch as a sense for a while. I know nothing about touch, to be honest, but it's very, very, very intriguing, especially because I have some issues with touch. Like, I just don't like to be touched, period. Like, I don't like when people like stroke me randomly. It just freaks me out. Like, I don't know what happened in my past life, and I don't want to know. I had this sitting on my shelf for a little while, and I'm very intrigued to get into it. Another big priority for me will be An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, Life Lessons from Space from Chris Hadfield. And if any of you are still around from my old German booktube days, you're probably like, this book seems familiar, because I literally had it for ages. I still have not read this book. I love Chris Hadfield. I am fascinated with space, astronomy, the universe, you know, the space, all of it. And I heard so many incredible things. It's not even that thick, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. But yeah, I want this to be on top of my TBR. There is one other book that I should prioritize, but probably won't, and that is The Laws of Human Nature. I have started to read this book I think a year ago, and I'm only 6% in. I stopped to read it because I realized what a chunker of a book this is. This is like so massive. I have it as an ebook, and I started reading it as an ebook, and then a few weeks later I went into a bookshop and I saw the book and like the size of it, and I got so terrified that I never read another page ever since. So I should prioritize on that probably. Will I do it? Probably not. When it comes to physical books, I have 3 options that are intriguing me at the moment. The first one is this. This would translate to Courage for Sustainability, 12 Ways into the Future. This is a collection of, I think, essays, if I'm not mistaken. There is an English version to this. I will leave the cover here. I can't remember the name or the details. I had snatched this as a deal somewhere. This is quite thick, but it's like 12 shorter stories or articles or whatever you may call them inside. And I'm very intrigued because, as you know, I love the topic of sustainability. So this is definitely an option. Under the same premise, this one, The Hidden Network of Nature. There is an English version of this book as well. This is the German version. I had this on my Climathon TBR in September, and I'm still intrigued because I love the author, obviously. So yeah, this is still definitely a big option if I want something quick that I know I will love. The last physical book that I can show you right now is Body Positive Power by Megan Jane Crabb. I talked about this also in my Climathon TBR, that was an option for the mental health category of that readathon. I did not end up reading it, but yeah. I love Megan and what she does, and I'm super, super interested in this book. Again, I had it for quite a while, but I haven't gotten around to read it yet. There might be another physical book because I am going to Germany before the readathon starts. I have a bunch of my anthropology books in Germany, and I haven't read an anthropology book in a long while. And yes, before anyone comes at me, I know anthropological books are like cultural anthropology, not anthropology with archaeology. That is also something I'm interested in, but not the thing that I'm talking about right now. Like cultural anthropology books, like ethnographies and things like that, I know how problematic they are, especially if they're written by white men. I know. I'm very aware. I studied this in university. I'm super, super hyper aware, but I still enjoy reading them, especially because I look at them from such a critical point of view. And yeah, that's why I think I might pick one up when I'm in Germany from my shelves there. Because no, I don't have all my books here. I wish, but I don't. Most of my books are in Germany. I have just a handful here. And I will probably take an anthropological book with me, and maybe I will read it in November. I also have a bunch of ebooks and audiobooks that are options. Those are not like actual TBR, I definitely need or want to read this in November. This is not a commitment. This is just like from the very, very, very long list of nonfiction books that I could choose from. Those are the ones that are like on the top of the list that I might pick up throughout the month of November. I will not go into detail, and I'm just going to read the titles from my laptop, so please don't mind me looking down. I will put the covers around me so you know what book I'm talking about. The first book is All We Can Save. This is again about climate stuff. We all know how much I love books about climate change and sustainability. Another option is Deep Work. Another option is Half the Sky. There is one very unusual option, which is There Is No Fucking Secret by Kelly Osbourne. I know nothing about the Osbournes, but I'm super intrigued by this book. Reason for Hope, and Welcoming the Unwelcome. Those are the potential ebooks, and I have a few audiobook options, and those are The Spirit of Green, Wir können mehr sein, which is a German book about diversity within human society, and The Greatest Show on Earth. Those are like the biggest potential books that I might pick up, but I have a lot more options, especially in ebook and audiobook format that, yeah, depending on my mood, I might pick up something completely different. Again, I apologize that this TBR video is very loose and messy. But yeah, I'm a massive mood reader. I am super excited for Nonfiction November because I have always been interested in nonfiction, and ever since about like this year, more or less, I started to read a lot more nonfiction, and I've been enjoying it immensely. And I'm currently right now, as I'm filming this, listening to one of my new favorite nonfiction books out there, because it is so brutal and life-changing, and that is The Chief Witness. So if any of you are looking for a memoir, this is incredible, but it's not something if you're easily disturbed, because this is not a horror book. This is real life. This is a memoir, okay? This is nonfiction, so prepare yourselves. This is brutal. And I love it. So if you needed a recommendation for a memoir, put this on your list. This is amazing. And I will talk to you soon, and I hope you all have a fantastic day and a hopefully fantastic November, no matter if you are reading nonfiction or not. Bye!